Hi, what's up? I'm Takira and I wanted this video to exist. How you guys doing? Happy Valentine's Day. I'm alone again this year. You know what? I thought it'd be fun today if we did some ranking of some romance tropes in romance films. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do today. I have my tropes here and I think we're just gonna jump right into it because there's really not much to say here. I'm a writer, so I am kind of knowledgeable of these tropes, and that does help me in this ranking system. So these tropes are ranked based on as I've experienced them in either film, TV, or books, depending on the thing, and just general romance tropes. I got most of these off the internet. I think I should just quickly say I have 100% forgotten some of them because I was thinking of some up until 20 minutes ago. So I have absolutely forgotten at least one or two, probably more, and this is even after Googling. So let's look at our tiers. Right at the top, we got peak fantasy, and I think that's kind of obvious what peak fantasy is, as in I can fully immerse myself into that fantasy. There's no issue there. It's a trope that I love. Good. Doesn't matter what it is, it's good. Next one is why isn't my life like this? So this is kind of different from peak fantasy because sometimes you can fantasize but not actually want it in your life. This is I actually want this in my life. Then there's just cheese. That's self-explanatory. It's cheesy, it's good, it's great, it's cheese. But there's can also be too much of it sometimes. The next one is thank God real life isn't like this, as in thank God. I can't thank God I haven't experienced this in real life, or I never want to experience this in real life. And then last one is that is too real, as in that is just too real. I don't like that. I don't want that to see that in my cheesy romantic comedies. No. Or angsty dramas. No. Let's start. If you can hear the chair squeaking, I swear to God, it's not my fault. So, first one is we've got fake relationships. I think this is fun. It's corny, it's ridiculous, but it's fun. I'm going to put this in cheese because it can get a little annoying sometimes, but it's good. It's good. All right, next we have rivals to lovers, and I'm going to put this into thank God real life isn't like this, as in this is not my life, because I never want that to happen to me. Rivals to lovers is just annoying. I don't like it. It's not enemies to lovers. We have enemies to lovers later. They're two different things, okay? Rival is the person that you're with. Hang on, wait, maybe I do want this to happen to me. I'm gonna put this in cheese because I think it can be cute sometimes, but a lot of times it's really annoying. I read a book recently that was rivals to lovers, and it was marketed as enemies to lovers, and that's my villain origin story. All of these enemies to lovers books actually being rivals to lovers. There's two different things. They're not the same. Okay. Too busy for love. I'm gonna put this into that's just too real because I've had that conversation quite a bit in my life, and I keep being asked when I'm gonna be settled down. And I got my first, oh, you'll change your mind about kids a few months ago, and that was fun. Yep. Next one, a bet. Okay, so this depends solely on the bet. I'm going to put this into cheese because there's different kinds of bets and it depends on the bet, and sometimes it's too much, sometimes it's not enough, sometimes it's really good, other times it's really bad. Bet romances are very big on Wattpad, but some bet I remember that trope where they pretend to date and whoever falls in love first is the loser, but then they both fall in love. That is a very Wattpad trend, and I'm actually kind of shocked that hasn't made its way out into the marketplace because the person who originally thought of that, you're a genius. Yeah, anyway, yeah, the bet one, they can get super obnoxious so quickly, or sometimes they're just so stupid, but they can be fun. Okay, childhood crush. So this is kind of just where you have a crush on someone from your hometown, and it can go really works out or it doesn't. I think it's cute. We're gonna put it into cheese. Even if it's bad, it's still cute. Okay, childhood friends to lovers. This is different from childhood crush because this means they actually get together at the end, and it's when they get to know each other and they don't know each other well as adults. So this is where they knew each other as kids, and they meet up again for Thanksgiving and they reconnect. I'm gonna put this into cheese because it's not as good as friends to lovers, because the benefit to friends to lovers is because you got this person who really knows you really well. Bad ex/current partner. I'm gonna put that into thank God real life isn't like this. Mostly just because I find often with these like bad ex slash bad current partner, almost always the ex is like turned into a cartoon. Like, I can't explain it any other way. I think a good example of this was Steve from Sex and the City reboot. I haven't seen the show, but I've heard a lot of stuff about it where apparently they like turned Steve into like a slob. And like, we like Steve in this house. Feels like the current partner slash bad ex is being like degraded upon. So the new relationship looks good. And I'm just like, no, Miranda, I want you to be with Steve. Next one, cheating. Okay, I'm gonna put that into too real because cheating is one thing that I am very unforgiving of, and I can't do it, especially if like we're supposed to like root for the person who's cheating. Like I remember that movie Something Borrowed that had us rooting for like tried to have us rooting for the character who was sleeping with her best friend's fiance, and they tried to like hand wave it away by being like, but like the best friend is really awful and like they belong together. I was like, I don't care, they're still cheating, I still hate them. Getting back together. So this is kind of like where I consider like you've actually been like broken up for a year, because we also have second chances somewhere on this list, but like where you just broken up for an entire year and you're giving yourself a second chance. I'm gonna put this into thank God my life isn't like that, mostly just because I don't want to get together with my ex, and the closest thing I have to an ex isn't really an ex. It's more like, oh, this is hell. Like, I don't want to get back together with him. No, thank you. Gross. No, I don't even want to talk to him. Boring love interest. Okay, yeah. This one is just annoying. Like the obvious second choice. It's not like love triangle. We also have love triangle on those lists. It's not like love triangle and the person pretends that she's one day going to choose them. It's more just you introduce this person. First they're excited, and then over time as they become interested in the actual love interest, they start to like degrade the second choice. I read a book like this recently and I had to stop it because this got so annoying. Like, she was body shaming this guy who was at first described to be really cute, but then she was like, ugh, but he has like flab. He's a little bit flabby. And I was like, ugh, you're awful. I don't like you. So I'm going to put this into. I'm going to put this into that is too real, because I think, let's face it, some of us can be assholes. Love triangles. Okay, yikes. I think love triangles can be written well. I do think they can be written well. I think they just don't work if the choice is obvious. Like, I've seen way too many love triangles where I'm just like, the choice is obvious. So I'm like reading New Moon now, spoilers, and it's obvious. Even as a 12-year-old and someone who hadn't even seen the Twilight movies, I knew that Bella was going to pick Edward from the second I found out about this entire war between Bella and Edward. I knew it. So they do often just add unnecessary dramas, but we're trying to keep within the context of like a love story. I think they can be good. But I'm going to put this into thank God real life isn't like this, because I would absolutely hate that to be like at that center of attention. They add unnecessary drama. Like, you don't need the third character. And plus, the person who's on the outs from the triangle, I feel like they need to be well developed. And also, like, you need to supply a reasonable explanation why they all just don't date each other. That's my hot take. Not like other girls. So we're gonna put not like other girls into thank God real life isn't like this, because in real life all the girls are like all the other girls, and if there's a girl who's not like another girl, any man worth their salt will avoid her like the plague. Bullies to lovers. I am not even going to waste my time thinking about it. I'm going to put that into that is too real, because that is awful. I hate that. That is like the worst trope. Love interest being a petty dick because he's emotionally constipated. That is too real, because it is annoying. That insecurity, it's annoying. Love interest being a controlling dick because he's emotionally constipated. Again, worst of the worst. I don't like that. Legit just a monster. I will not elaborate. Love interest who gets fixed. Okay, I'm going to put this into thank God real life isn't like this, because as much as like I think it can be a fun idea, I've also seen it be very annoying. Famous person. I'm going to put this, I think this is a fun fantasy. I'm going to put this into why isn't my life like this. I'm going to put this into peak fantasy, actually, because I think it's fun. There's absolutely none in why isn't my life like this. Okay. Kidnapped. Marriage of convenience / arranged marriage. I kind of want to, I'm going to put that to why isn't my life like this? Not because I want to have an arranged marriage. I don't. I just kind of like sometimes wish I could just ask my parents for an arranged marriage and I know that it'll turn out good. Like I know that like in this situation it will turn out perfect the way that it would in a rom-com. Beauty and the Beast. The Beast, this isn't like an actual monster one. We've already done the monsters. This is like, one of them is ugly and the other one is beautiful, depending on what your opinion of ugly versus beautiful is. I am going to put this into, I don't know. I don't know of many. Usually it's a man who's like the unattractive one and it's a woman who's like the attractive one. So I don't know. I don't know of very many that are the woman is the unattractive one. The only one I can think of in this moment is from Warrior Cats. I don't know where to put this. I'm gonna put this into cheese because sometimes it can be really bad. Secret billionaire / royalty. I'm gonna put this into why my life isn't my life like this because it's a fun fantasy. Also, it'd be kind of great if my person just had a lot of money secretly and just was waiting and was like, babe, I'm gonna wipe out all your debt. That would be amazing. I'd like that. Also, I want to just quickly point out, if like the billionaire secret royalty one, I feel like if you're like not telling her, then like you're a craphead. That whole deal like in Crazy Rich Asians where like he doesn't tell her that his family's Singapore royalty until like she's on the plane. Poor woman, I felt so bad for her throughout the entire film. Commitment issue. That is too real. I will not elaborate. Unexpected pregnancy. I'm gonna put this into cheese because I feel like that's very unrealistic and kind of weird. Maybe put this into, no, cheese is good. Meeting before you know who they are. I feel like this is cute. Like this is like where like, the two characters like have heard about each other but they meet like randomly like the night before they're supposed to meet. Like one is their boss or they're supposed to be working together or something and then like they complain about the other one to each other and then they realize, oh my god, I am the other one. I think it's cute. I think it can be a little bit overdone because it kind of like loses its attention because they're not going to get along when you first meet them. I don't know. Gotta put that into cheese. There's so much cheese. Kissing in the rain. Peak fantasy. But I want it to be dramatic, okay? If you're gonna have kissing in the rain, it better be drama. There better be, like, passionate love spiels. I'm looking for, like, Allie and Noah level of dramatic. That's what I want. Communication nowhere in sight. This is a funny one because I think, like, people always get annoyed in rom-coms because it seems like the main couple can't communicate, and they can't. I'm gonna put this into that as too real because unfortunately I do know a lot of couples who cannot communicate. So, crazy family friends. I like this one because I think it provides a lot of interesting conflict, but depending on like where the family friends are, if they're giving advice or the actual antagonist, I'm gonna put this into why can't life be like this? Because it always works out in the end. Okay, friends to lovers, right into peak fantasy. I dream of that. I will die with this trope. Stuck together. Oh my god, there was only one bed, or in this case, one tier. You're going together. Okay? I like this one. Second chance. It's okay. It's not that good. So second chance is like, I figure like they either very, very, very recently broke up, like within the last couple of weeks, or they haven't like officially broke up, or like something big happened. I'm gonna put that to cheese because there are some things that are completely like unforgivable, but like other things where it's like, okay, that's cute. Enemies to lovers. Right into peak fantasy. I love enemies to lovers if it's done well. I'm gonna forbidden love. The angst. Oh my goodness. So good. So good. So good. Into peak fantasy it goes because I also want to have a forbidden love where they tell us we can't be together. And then finally, soulmates. I'm gonna put this into why can't real life be like this? Because the thing about soulmates in movies, I feel like sometimes they just like lean too far into the soulmate thing and don't take time to actually develop the couple because like they're just like, well, they're soulmates, whatever. But also it'd be really nice to have a soulmate. You know, like it'd be nice to just be like, that's your soulmate. You belong with them. Cool. Can you tell I'm really tired of dating? I haven't even started dating. Okay, this is my tier. Apparently I don't want my life to be like things, and there's a lot of cheese, and a lot of that is too real, and a lot of peak fantasy. Why isn't my life like this? Was not the one that I was expecting to be in the least, and cheese was not the one I was expecting to be in the most. I'm absolutely positive 100% that I have missed one, like absolutely. If you can think of one that I missed, let me know down in the comments. And tell me about your favorite tropes, your least favorite tropes. What romantic movies are you watching? Okay, it is like super late. I actually better get to bed. I'm Takira. I want this video to exist. Happy Valentine's Day. Have a wonderful day. And I will see you guys next week. All right. Bye.